Hey gang, welcome to the Cross-Eyed Texan. This morning as I was getting up, getting ready to go to church, trying to figure out what fragrance I wanted to wear, I saw this bottle sitting there side profile like that. It was up here with all my other Calvin Klein stuff. And I was like, the heck is that? So I pulled it down and I forgot that I bought this. Calvin Klein Man. It was released in 2007, I believe. So it's been around for a while. Before we talk about it at any length, let's talk about the notes. And I printed these out in very large print, so I'll hold these up so you can see them. So in the top we have rosemary, mandarin, we have bergamot, and we have violet leaf. Heart notes are nutmeg, bay, I think that's supposed to be bay leaf, spearmint, incense. And at the bottom, we have cypress, we have gaiac wood, sandalwood, and amberwood. Let me tell you what I smell. Matter of fact, I'm going to spray some more of this on. I don't like the bottle. I have one hand that's kind of worn out from playing bass for years. I want to spray some of this on. So I like to do that when I'm talking about the fragrances. But when I get off the top, and for the duration of the fragrance, is the rosemary, the mandarin, the bergamot, and the violet leaf. The violet leaf lasts all the way through the dry down of the fragrance. It is predominant. I really don't smell the nutmeg, but the bay leaf and the spearmint, as the top notes dissipate, you can tell it's there. I really don't get much of the incense, so it must be, not that much. And the cypress, I get a lot of. And I can't really smell the sandalwood too much, but it's there. So I think I paid like $17 for this from Fragrance X or someplace like that. I like Calvin Klein. I know a lot of people don't, but the longevity on this, I sprayed this on about 9 o'clock, and it's now, I got up and went to church, Sunday school, and all that fun stuff, and I just now resprayed it, and what time is it now? It's about 1:30. I didn't really need to spray any more of it on, but longevity is 5 to 6 hours. It's not going to win any medals for its performance, so it's average, slightly above average. Sillage, projection, probably average to a little below average, but I think the overall fragrance that you're dealing with here stands unique in a crowded place. It smells different to me than a lot of other things, especially some of the stuff I've been trying. This leans a little more old school masculine. And if you really like fragrances with violet leaf, which I do, one of my favorites is Azure by Bentley for Men, and that's just, that and the green tea, and that one's just dripping with violet leaf. And I think it's wonderful. It's very refreshing. And I find this one very refreshing as well. I think even poor performing fragrances have a place in your fragrance wardrobe. I really don't like the bottle, man. Overall, I'd have to give this, if I were giving it a rating, I'd probably give it a 6.5, somewhere around there. If you like Calvin Klein fragrances and you don't have this one, and you like the Eternity and Contradiction is one of my favorites. If you like that stuff, this might be worth adding to your Calvin Klein collection. And I realized that not too long ago I did a product spotlight on authenticity perfumes, and I'm going to do one on my Calvin Klein collection, and we're going to talk about that. I'll probably do that this week sometime after I get it scripted out. But do I recommend this one? For 20 bucks, you bet your bippy I recommend this one. This is a good fragrance. If you like violet leaf, if you like rosemary, and I love that stuff. Rosemary is one of my favorite notes in any fougere fragrance. But this is not a fougere. This would be probably considered a woody spicy. But it remains relatively linear all the way through the dry down. And after about 6 hours, it's going to become a skin scent. But it's really not all that. It's not bad, especially for the price. So go out and get you some of this and tell me what you think about it. And we're going to talk more about Calvin Klein fragrances this week because I've got some Calvin Klein fragrances that I absolutely love. And if you're trying to put a fragrance collection together on a budget, as the young ones say, Calvin Klein actually has some ballers out there that you would be remiss if you didn't have in your collection. I've got a new Calvin Klein coming, should be here Tuesday, and it's Calvin Klein Eternity Cologne. I still think it's an EDT, but they just call it cologne. So we're going to be testing that one too. And I am going to have on Monday my conclusions on Vibrant Vetiver. That's going to be coming up too, because that's what I plan on wearing tomorrow. But anyway, man, give this a shake. You can't go wrong. For 20 bucks, if you don't like it, give it to somebody you don't like. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Gonna try to keep the content coming. Try to do a better job of being a little more consistent. God bless you guys. Enjoy your Sunday afternoon. Relax. Spend time with the people that you love. Talk to y'all later.